they sign that contract and they let they promotion, no company handle that, and they manager handle that, and they don't know. I was a victim of that. I didn't know what I know now. I never knew, coming back up, because I wasn't able to see anything. I wasn't able to question anything because I signed a contract stating that these is my guarantees, these is my numbers going up.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to say, okay, well, what's coming in?
Yeah.
Or, how much you getting for sponsorships, or how much you giving for the event budget and stuff like that. I wasn't able to ask those type of questions. But once I started asking those type of questions, or, started learning a little bit here and there, then it became a problem between me and my old promoter. And at that point in time, I knew it was time to go.
I bet you those older promoters, that's like the business. Like, let me pull the wool over their eyes till they find out. Then when they find out,
we unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. That's when it became a problem, and I knew it was time to go. Terence Crawford says this about his, quote, old promoter, Top Rank. Oh yeah, we about to talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. The clip you heard at the beginning was Terence Crawford in a brand new interview that he did on the podcast Boardroom. And he's been on a couple of podcasts, Boardroom, Earn Your Leisure, where he talked more about the business. And it looks like and sounds like there's been a maturity from Terence Crawford in terms of his brand and his business. And at earlier parts of the game, he was out of tune with what was going on behind the scenes. And when he started to realize that he was leaving a lot of money on the table, then he got hip to it and started doing his research. And now he's a free agent / in a partnership with PBC. But he ended up having to leave Top Rank. Now, I find this revelation from Terence Crawford, he's being honest and he's saying that's when it became a problem between me and my old promoter. And at that point, I knew it was time to go. He said previously he was a victim of that. When he was coming up, he wasn't able to ask any questions. Now, I vehemently disagree with that because I know for a fact if I was in that given situation, I'm doing business, I'm going to ask all the questions in the world. So there's never going to be a position where I'm in business or some type of partnership with somebody and I can't ask any questions. So just because you signed a contract doesn't mean you can't ask questions. So I really disagree with what Terence Crawford is saying. I think everyone has freedom of speech and the carte blanche to ask questions as it pertains to their own career. Not like, oh, how much is Tyson Fury getting? And then expect Top Rank to expose his business and put other fighters' pay scales on there. But if it's your career, then absolutely you should be able to ask questions. And if you're in some kind of predicament or a situation where you can't, then that's a bigger issue, because why would that should cue you off and hip you to a deeper problem if you're unable to answer any questions. If you're unable to answer any questions, then what kind of business relationship is this? What do they have to hide that would make them fearful to have you asking questions? So that's the thing I disagree. So it sounds like to me, Crawford was making whatever he was making, and maybe he was content with that, because here's the thing about money. When you make less of it, that's all you know. Like, so if you've never touched, let's say the average person, let's say you've never had $20,000 in your bank account. So you've always had $2,000, $5,000 or less in your bank account. Never seen 20K. You don't know how it feels to see $20,000 in your bank account. And unfortunately, this is what actually stagnates people when it comes to success, because they can't visually see it unless it's happened. And the thing about it is this, it's almost a catch-22, that it's likely not to happen unless you can visualize it first. Like a lot of achievements and accolades that I've received in this lifetime, I didn't have, but I knew I would have at some point in time. So you have to, I'm real big on the visualization aspect of it, where you have to just imagine the rest of the road. It's like driving and it's heavy fog. You have to use the tools that are available to you to navigate through the fog. You can't see the rest of the road. So again, you got to use your tools. With your car, you got to use your low beams because it's dense fog out there, and you got to make sure you are safely getting to your destination. So despite the inability to see the rest of the road, you just, maybe cut your radio down so you can pay attention. Don't be on your phone. Use your low beams, just use your eyes and regular senses of hearing and seeing, etc., etc. So a lot of people can't do that. And for that reason, they're unable to actually realize certain dreams. So I said that to say about Terence Crawford, at the end of the day, it's your business. It's up to you fully to explore all possibilities and know your business top to bottom. And if you're not getting that information, then you have to question who you're with. Now, the other thing I find hilarious, I'm glad that Terence Crawford is understanding, and I'm glad that Terence Crawford is getting it. But as you guys know, it's no secret that Terence Crawford's team and myself, there's been some shots that have been taken back and forth. And the irony of this whole situation is a lot of what Crawford is now saying, and I'm going to make other videos about this, a lot of what he is now saying was stuff that I said. So Ego Stradamus strikes again, and it seemed like when I was saying these things, it ruffled some feathers within Team Crawford because I was keeping it real, and I was asking about his contemptuous relationship with Bob Arum and Top Rank, and why did you stay, and you got to work on your promotion and your branding, all these things. It looks like he's trying to do some of these things now. Like we've seen him on a promotional run since he's got with Al Heyman and had the Errol Spence fight. We've seen him on a better promotional run than we've ever seen. But a lot of these things, it does not change the fact that a lot of these things in real time, these were the points that I was making. And at those times, Terence Crawford, his team seemed like they were bothered or annoyed that I was saying these things, only to later have Terence Crawford out of that situation and now talking about all the issues that I previously brought up. I find that funny. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. How are you angry when I was saying these things and now you're saying these things? And then in a way, almost acting like it was your idea. Like, for example, if all the fans, Ego's Army, was saying, Ego, I like your videos, but the video quality is horrible. You need a new camera. And I'm like, nah, people love my content as is, yada, yada, yada. I don't need a new camera, right? And then for years, I refused to make these upgrades with the audio and with the camera and with the video. And I know these aren't complaints, so it's easy for me to use this example because I know I got the best in the business. But if that were the case and people were complaining about the audio quality and the visuals, then I didn't do anything about it. And then I, if anything, refuted it. Like, there's nothing wrong with my videos and the audio quality. This is perfect. And then finally, I buy a new camera and do some upgrades. And then I act like brand new, like, man, see, I told you. But it's not I told you. You weren't doing those things when people were complaining about it. And then you finally got hip to it and made the adjustments. That's exactly what's happened with Terence Crawford. He's doing better with being a brand and promoting himself. Doesn't excuse, why did you re-sign with Top Rank? Why did you stay there when Al Heyman and PBC had the bigger stable? You, if anything, said, oh, I was blackballed and they kept fighters away from me. No, you were on the wrong side of the business because you made business decisions that didn't behoove you. And then now Crawford seems like he's getting it or understanding and looking into his numbers and realizing how much money he's leaving at the table or was leaving at the table, not being in big events and not getting the proper cut. He was saying in other interviews, and I'm saying collectively what he said throughout multiple interviews, he was saying in other interviews things like he was getting 6 to 8% of the pay-per-view, which means 6%, that means 94% is going to the promoter, because you weren't fighting the significant names. So why would Mean Machine be getting a crazy or a better deal? So if anything, Mean Machine was probably getting nothing on the back end of the fight or the live gates or whatever, and he was just getting a fighter guarantee. So I'm glad Crawford is now realizing some of the things that I've been saying for years, but it still seems a bit bizarre because when I was saying this, it seemed like Crawford was so stubborn that he didn't want to come to grips with this, or it almost created tension between my channel and his brand because he felt that I was slighting him, but that's not the intention and that's not what I was doing. And then now he's operating like more of a businessman in boxing, which I can respect. Floyd Mayweather gave us the blueprint. Floyd Mayweather told you, he said, I had to buy myself out of my contract with Top Rank for $750,000, and then I end up making $750 million plus in the sport of boxing. I became a billionaire basically in the sport of boxing after I got that freedom. So again, better late than never, but it's just ironic that Terence Crawford, and it's not just myself, but I know I was one of the major voices pushing that and one of the voices that Crawford publicly spoke out against. And I just find it funny that he's now saying what I was saying years ago and seemingly gets it. But for whatever reason, he didn't understand when I was saying it. It was, oh, ego's hating. Like, I'm not hating. I have no reason to hate. I've always celebrated Crawford as a fighter and said he was talented. It was literally, if you go back to the videos, initially I was saying stuff like bad business bud. And then now he's telling you that the business was bad. So I rest my case. The greatest, best in the business, and it's not even close. Subscribe for more content. And I'm introducing Super Thanks right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with a $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.